Hi guys, welcome back to the channel on this lovely sunny October morning. And this morning we're going to talk about my latest upgrade, which is to have my steering wheel refurbed. The reason why I've had that done is essentially because the original wheel was trimmed completely in Alcantara. I'm not completely opposed to Alcantara, but with regards to steering wheels, I just find it quite impractical, simply because you have to clean it all the time. It's not particularly durable, so it gets messy quite quickly. So what I decided I wanted was a 50-50 wheel with leather on the sides where you most commonly grip the wheel at 3 and 9 o'clock, and then remaining Alcantara at the 12 and 6 o'clock positions. However, while I was at it, I decided I'd have some colour added. My car has some hints of yellow in it, so it has yellow seat belts and yellow calipers. So I thought I'd get a yellow 12 o'clock stripe added while we were there. And in addition to that, I decided for yellow stitching. Now, with regards to choosing who I wanted the work done with, I did it through purely recommendation. I was recommended Royal steering wheels, and I have to say I have been very pleased with the service they have given. They also do it at an incredibly competitive price, in my opinion. So the way the system works is there's two different options. If they have one of your steering wheels in stock, they can trim the wheel the way you want it, send it out to you, and then you send them your wheel in return. Or you send your wheel in and it takes around 10 days to 2 weeks to get the wheel back. This was going to be a bit of an inconvenience for me because I really like driving my car. But what I did was I timed it in with my holiday. I was going to be away for 2 weeks, so I sent it off prior to the holiday and got it back. It came back much earlier than expected, in just over a week. The work is excellent quality. I know there are other trimmers out there that charge considerably more and claim to be of a higher quality, but I'm not sure how much better it could be than the work that's been done. It's very good. The process was really smooth, so we arranged a date that I would send the wheel in. They asked via email the exact specifications of what type of trim I would like. They then followed that up with a telephone call 2 or 3 days prior to me sending it in to confirm everything and go through any additional options, because they can also modify the shape of the wheel if you want, and have various obviously colour options and different materials they can use. The wheel was sent in via Royal Mail, and they sent it back via Parcel Force after they confirmed with me that the work was complete. They invoice you halfway through the process, and then you just pay via PayPal, as I did. The work only cost £170 plus VAT, so I just think that was great value. And as you'll see in a minute, the work is of a great standard. What I'm going to talk through briefly, though, for other people, so you know, is how to take your steering wheel off on a Sports Series car. It has all gone shockingly smoothly, as I expected it to be a complete pain or there to be electrical gremlins coming to the fore, but everything has worked out perfectly, so I can't quite believe it, to be honest. So the first thing you need to do when you're disconnecting your steering wheel is you remove this panel in here. You've got two quick release studs. This comes off. It exposes your battery inside. This panel is connected electrically for both the charging point and the light. You just unplug two plugs, and then you've got the negative terminal just on the left hand side in here. Undo that with a socket wrench, pull it off, and job done. Your power is then disconnected. Things to remember though. Okay, obviously this car has full electronic central locking, and there are no mechanical door handles. So what you need to make sure is, when you are disconnecting the battery, that your window, your driver's side window, is down. That basically means that you can then gain access to the vehicle when the power is disconnected, because otherwise you can get yourself in a bit of a mess. So if we go around the side here, I'll explain the next step of the process and also a couple of other notes. One handy thing to know when you're working with a car with the power down is this strap down the side behind the back of the seat. Now some of you might wonder what these are for. What they are for is manual door opening in the event of electrical power loss. Now they're primarily, and it's even actually got it stamped on there, look, I didn't even notice that. Essentially, if you were to lose power in a crash, you need to be able to get the door open. You tug on this strap and it manually unlocks the door. So if you've got your window down, it allows you access to this strap and you can close and open the door as need be to work on the car. Coming inside the cabin, what you need to do in order to remove your wheel is, if you look around the side here, I'm not sure you can see it in this lighting, but you've got two little dimples. Those dimples unfortunately need to be pierced. I did it with an Allen key. There's one on each side. You push the Allen key through, it releases two spring locks in here and allows you to pull your airbag off. You'll then be presented with two plugs plugged into the back of the airbag, which you can't get mixed up. They're individual shapes, so you unplug those, and there's also an earth connector which you need to unplug as well. You can then place your airbag to one side. Centrally, you've then got a very large Allen bolt. It's a 10mm. You need to get really a tire iron or similar sized heavy duty spanner or socket and basically undo that. I found it came undone by jolting it gently, and eventually it unwound. What I did also do was I marked on the bolt 12, 6, 3 and 9 o'clock, so that I knew the exact position it needed to be tightened back to when I replaced the wheel. The wheel then pulls off. The thing you need to note though is the wheel is attached by a multi-pin spline. So you need to also mark the position of the wheel in relation to the spline, because otherwise it's quite difficult to realign the wheel accurately. So it's exactly at 12, 3 and 9 when you reattach the wheel, so that your wheels on the car are completely straight. Pull your wheel off. There's one additional plug that attaches it to the steering column. Unplug that and the wheel comes straight off. So talking a bit more about the wheel now, so as you can see, I've got Alcantara on the bottom and also on the top. Nice little yellow 12 o'clock stripe here. Okay, really pleased with the quality of that. Really nice, neat job. And then we've got this really beautiful yellow stitching that goes all the way around the wheel on the inside edge. Just adds a bit of colour to it, and then a nice smooth understated leather on the sides here. I've coated the wheel prior to returning it into the car. I've used G-Technique products as usual. People that watch my channel regularly will know I'm a big G-Technique fan. So I've used their hydrophobic treatment on here, which repels water, oil, and it's also antibacterial to stop the help stop the Alcantara from gunking up. And I've also put their leather guard on the leather portions of the wheel, so it's now fully coated and it'll help to avoid it soiling with my grubby hands on it. Once the wheel is replaced, you basically push your airbag back on, go and reconnect the battery, and then cross your fingers. Unfortunately, in my particular instance, everything worked perfectly. So I'm not going to guarantee obviously that happens for everyone else, because these cars, as we know, have lots of little electrical foibles, but for me it's worked brilliantly. Incredible service from Royal Steering Wheels, can't recommend them enough, and really happy with the job, guys. So that's it for today. Any questions, comment below, and we'll catch you again soon.